What's going on, people? It's James Dunn again, life giver, if you would. You know what? There is a lot of people on this earth, and I think it's about 8.2 billion people on earth, and there are 2.5 billion on YouTube. Think about that. 2.5 billion people per month clicks on YouTube, all looking for something. My question is, how many of those people are you trying to reach? You got to excuse this. I cut my finger at work today. But how many of those people are you trying to reach? All of them? Half of them? Or just a lot of them? How many of those people whose lives you want to be the one to speak into? How many of those you want to influence? Can you see the masses? Can you see the people that you're influencing? Can you see the people that are living life that you're able to speak into? Can you see the mountain of people that are out there that are waiting for someone like you to speak into their lives? They're waiting on someone like you with the content that you have to change their everyday life. 2.5 billion people. How many are you seeking to touch? Just a handful? Or are you just hoping to touch a few? No, personally, I want to touch every bit of them. Every last one of them. Not just for my good, but for their good. I want to touch all of them. But there's something we have to do. Something you have to understand is you got to see it. You got to feel it. You got to know it first. Otherwise, you're going to stop making videos. You're going to stop doing what you should do. You're going to stop creating content. If you don't have vision, if you don't see it, if you don't feel it, you don't smell it, if you can't taste it, you're going to stop and you're not going to reach but a handful of people. Then why are you doing what you're doing now? Why do you want to create a YouTube if you don't want to reach the masses? Now, yes, we can be satisfied with just a handful. We can be satisfied with just 100, 200 people. But are we passionate enough? Do we believe enough to touch everyone? Whoever watches my videos, whoever consumes my content, are you confident that God can use you to touch and influence their lives? You got to see it. You got to feel it. You got to taste it. You got to be able to just basically touch it before you actually see it come to pass. It reminds me of a lady that's in the Bible. The Bible speaks of she was trying to have children, and she couldn't have children, right? She couldn't bear children for her husband. And if you know anything about people of the old age, of old days, not too far from where we are in this time, if a woman could not bear children for her husband, she was looked down upon. That was a big deal. It used to be I don't know what it's like today, but it was a big deal to not be able to bear children for your husband. And for another woman to look at you and be like, you can't give your husband children? That was a big deal back then. And not only was she not able to bear children for her husband, the other wife, and I think it was a wife, don't hold me to it, but the other wife was like taunting her. She was basically bragging on the fact that I'm giving the husband children, but you can't. You can't give him children. And she was sad. She was despondent. She was broken. She didn't know what to do. Matter of fact, she came in contact with a man of God, a priest or whatever. And he asked, why are you so down? Why are you so down? Why are your face the way it is? And she told him, I want to bear children for my husband, and she couldn't bear it. And so he began to speak into her life a word from God and said that at a certain time, I think it was a year from now, you will bear children. You will have a child. You will have a son. Something that she's always wanted, but just could not do. She believed to the point where she didn't even go straight home to lay with her husband, as the man of God told her. He said, you go home, lay with your husband, and you'll bear a child. She didn't even go there. She went straight. She was so excited. She went straight to acknowledge God, to worship God, just giving him praise, giving him thanks for the word, for the encouragement, for whatever she needed to move forward in the things that she was called to. In other words, she didn't have to go straight to her husband to go lie with him, because the fact is she had already gotten pregnant. And I don't mean physically, but she already believed the word to the point where she said, okay, when I lay with my husband, it's a fact. It's truth that it's going to happen. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm already pregnant. I already got what the man of God has already told me. How many of you can be that same way right now? If God has laid on your heart to get on here and spread the word, give content, create content, and reach millions of people, reach thousands, hundreds of thousands of people. If you really, truly, honestly believe that in your heart, you should be pregnant with that truth right now. You should be already pregnant. You should be already, before you even make a video, you should be believing to the point that you're ready to make multiple videos. God, I thank you, because I'm feeling it right now. I thank you. You laid this on my heart. I'm ready to run with it. I don't care what I look like. I don't care what the video thumbnail looks like. I believe that I'm here to make an impact, to make a impact on the lives of at least 1 million people. If not the whole 1.5 billion, give me at least a million of them. I want to change their lives. I want to create content that blows them away. Huh? There are people that are watching me right now who have a God-given task and a God-given ability to go out here to create content, who already have it in their heart, who are right now becoming pregnant with that task. Becoming pregnant. You already see the millions. You already see the impact that you're having on folks around the world, and literally around the world, not just in the U.S., but around the world. People are consuming your content. People are buying your product, or whatever the case may be. And you're making huge impacts on people's lives everywhere. You got it before you get it. You gotta have it. You gotta believe it before you actually see it come to pass. See, there's a lot of people who understand that, but there are so many more who don't get it. You got to believe that you already have it. Have faith in God. Believe that whatsoever you ask for, you'll have it. And my encouragement to you is not to be selfish. Don't do it just because you want some subscriptions, like I said in my last video. Don't do it just because I want to make my name great. No. Do it because you love people. Create content because you love people. Pour out, man. There are people that are hurting. They are lost. There are people who are waiting on somebody to speak the right word. And I believe that God put the right word in your mouth. Not just mine, but your mouth. He put the right word in your mouth to speak to billions, to speak to millions, hundreds of thousands of people. He's done it. It's in you. It's in you. God's in you. It's in you. Do you believe it? Because the moment you believe it is the moment you become pregnant with that vision. There are people that are waiting to hear our voices, man. And we got to be ready to go. We got to be ready to go. All right? Listen, if you enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe. Let's move together as a unit. Let's move together as a community of people who's out here and desiring to change some lives, man. Let me know what you think. If you think I'm crazy, let me know. Pull up those comments. Pull up in my comment section. Let me know if I'm crazy. All right? But listen, I love you. Remember, love is success. Whatever you do, you'll succeed if you love people. And it's the reason you're doing it. Listen, we'll talk to you later.